Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here. The fall of Manchester United doesn't begin with Jose Mourinho, or David Moyes, or LVG, or even the Glaziers buying the club. The fall of Manchester United begins with a legend, and his name is Sir Alex Ferguson, the man who took this club back to the very top and dominated European football and domestic football. He gave us so many fantastic moments. We're all a bit embarrassed to talk against him and talk the truth. The fall of Manchester United began when Sir Alex Ferguson befriended two racing horse owners. I forgot their names. He convinced them to buy shares in Manchester United Football Club. He owned a horse. It was a very strong friendship. They were involved with the football club and they had something in common, horse racing. They were very wealthy and powerful men. But there became a tug of war about a horse that Sir Alex claimed that he owned. Now, I don't know the details of this situation, but very quickly, Sir Alex and these horse racing owners had an impasse, a tug of war. Very quickly, these guys sold their shares to the Glaziers, which enabled the Glaziers to get a stranglehold on Manchester United and to borrow hundreds of millions to buy the club. This is where it started. It started with Sir Alex Ferguson. That's where the fall of Manchester United began. Not with Ed Woodward, not the Glaziers. The Glaziers can only be the type of owners that they are. And of course, Sir Alex always defended them. Of course he did. It was his fault that the situation happened. He went up against two very big, powerful men, and something happened that Sir Alex Ferguson was never used to, losing. For revenge, they sold the club to the Glaziers. Because of Sir Alex, they used Manchester United, our beloved club, as a weapon against him, and they defeated him. So the fall of Manchester United almost certainly began there. But it went on, because in his last few seasons, instead of doing what he magnificently always did, he decided not to renew the squad in terms of selling older players who reached 30 plus and bringing in younger players at their peak. He kept what he had, brought in a couple just to secure his legacy in his final season. That's why he brought in Robin Van Persie. He had no motivation to renew what he was doing, to keep on refreshing the squad. So it begins and continues. Then he insists that David Moyes replace him, a man who's a very good coach, a very good manager, but should never have been Manchester United manager. I remember his opening press conference when he explained to us how he became manager of Manchester United. I got a knock on the door and Sir Alex told me, "You're the next manager of Manchester United." It sounded like David Moyes didn't have much of a choice. And from that opening presser, I realised that David Moyes never wanted the Manchester United job. But his mentor forced him into it, and he couldn't say no. After 9 months, David Moyes left. A low league position, not good enough for Manchester United. The football wasn't great. The only thing he could brag about is that he finished in the quarterfinals of the Champions League that season. Not LVG or Mourinho have done the same thing. So we moved on to LVG. And an acquisition of a manager I was very excited about. I'd idolised this man since I saw his Ajax win the European Cup. He was the one who wrote the blueprint for the Ajax youth system, an amazing thing in football that will never be forgotten. When he first arrived at United, he did okay. He signed some good players, we were playing good football, but very slowly, it was very obvious to me and the rest of the footballing community that LVG was actually a supervillain. Insane, mad, making crazy decisions, making erratic team selections. We all quickly wanted him out. Then we heard the rumours that Jose wasn't happy at Chelsea. Not all of us, but a lot of us wanted him here. But we can't, people like me were saying, look, the football might be crap, but he'll win trophies and we can brag about being the best again in terms of trophies, not necessarily in footballing style. Jose came in. He didn't look very happy from the offset. He didn't look like a man who just got his dream job. Now, this different Jose for me was apparent for a very long time. At Chelsea and at Real Madrid, he wasn't the arrogant guy we were used to. We wasn't getting the Jose Mourinho we wanted. We are now in year 3. We are struggling to get results. We are struggling to score goals. We are struggling to defend. We are struggling to play attacking football. Meanwhile, our board don't seem to do anything. Meanwhile, we have people like Gary Neville talking absolute nonsense and pressuring the board so they don't fire him. I wish he would keep his mouth shut. Legend, great lad, love you to bits, Skaz, but you need to be quiet. And that is the downfall of Manchester United. And it's all Sir Alex Ferguson's fault. Now, you may want to protect him. Poor old man, legend. How can you talk against him? He's only recently recovered from serious illness that could have killed him. I respect the hell of Sir Alex, where he started in Govan with nothing and worked his way up. He is one of my heroes. But sometimes your heroes disappoint you. And Sir Alex disappointed us by betraying Manchester United, by bringing in the horse racing owners, persuading them to buying into the club, then winding them up and going to war with them so badly that they sold the club to an entity that was bad for us as a club and as supporters. He betrayed our club. There is no question about that. We are in the situation right now. We are in because of Sir Alex Ferguson, because if the club was still a PLC, if the club was still being run the way it was, we wouldn't be in this situation now. We would have got a better manager. And if we got a bad one at the beginning, then the board would have sorted it out. That's not happening here because these owners only care about finishing in the top 4. And now they're not even going to do that. They must realise this manager is not going to get us anywhere near top 4. 2 weeks ago, he promised us by Christmas we'd be in the top 4. That isn't going to happen. We are a laughing stock and an embarrassment. We don't even have the right to banter other clubs anymore. I hear a lot of United fans bantering Wenger, bantering Arsenal. I even heard some people say, we always beat Arsenal, we'll beat them again. We are not going to beat Arsenal. Arsene Wenger did the same thing as Sir Alex and was part of the committee to replace him as manager. And look who he got, a brilliant manager. They're going to destroy us. City destroyed us. Liverpool will destroy us. Even lesser clubs like Crystal Palace dominate us at Old Trafford. It's not even enough to say that this isn't good enough. This isn't good enough by any standards. We are heading for mid-table and just above relegation. I keep on hearing Jose Mourinho winners. Someone said the other day, oh, a bunch of ordinary fans know more than someone who's won so many leagues and so many European titles. This is a man who didn't even have the tactical knowledge to beat Crystal Palace. What about what he said after the Sevilla game about the fans? But those fans are still supporting him. I don't know why. Maybe it's you who don't understand about football, and maybe it's us, Jose Outers, who actually get it. I'm not saying my footballing knowledge is great. I don't play football. To be honest with you, the only thing I take any notice of is Manchester United. Now that we're not doing so well, I don't even follow other results. I'm not excited to be a football fan anymore. I still play FIFA 19. Of course I do. I still follow other fans on Twitter and stuff like that. I'm very passionate about the club, just not so passionate about football. And my footballing knowledge isn't great. I don't know every single player who plays in the league. I don't know who's good and who's not. That's right, but I know about my club. My love, the love for my club is pure. No, I don't come from Manchester. I live in Cyprus. I can't go to Old Trafford. That doesn't make me any lesser a fan. Now, before you get on here and slaughter me for talking against Alex Ferguson, I've just given you the truth about Sir Alex Ferguson. It may be a truth you do not want to hear. So you want to know where the fall of Manchester United began and where it lies? Where the fault lies? With Sir Alex Ferguson. And I've just explained to you why. For me, this is tragic. I fought long and hard before doing this video. I rarely do Manchester United videos on this channel, but I love the club and I thought it was time I did. Right, if you like the video, if you like the channel after looking at the album and looking at my other videos, please share the channel, please subscribe, please like, please press the little bell so you don't miss anything. Although the way the notifications are going on here, you probably still will. Anyway, guys, thanks very much. Keep in touch. And if you're looking for me on Twitter, it's Movies TV Mad.